Well, Happy New Day, CSA.
Happy New Year.
How feels each and every one of you this wonderful, lovely new day?
Awake and ready.
How feels wonderful, beautiful, handsome, enlightened, and fantastically prosperous and healthy you this wonderful, lovely new day?
Awake and ready.
Namaste, and I welcome all of you to today's lesson sermon. Our topic for today is how to keep a superconscious living diary. How to keep a superconscious living diary. See, when I went for training with my beloved guru at Lakemont in Georgia, many things were shared with me, and I wanted to encapsulate them and make them my own and live them. Because one thing which Paramahansa Yogananda said that you should make the principles part of your life. And so I looked at all the things that had been shared with me, and my guru once said to me, Samuel, you know something, on this path, we learn by doing. On this path, we do what?
We learn by doing.
Yes. You see, whatever is shared here, for you to know that you have actually learned it, you must do it. You must practice it. One of our gurus, Yogirat Lahir Mahasaya, was the one who said, practice, practice, one day the realization. You may hear of stories when you read Paramahansa Yogananda's book, Autobiography of a Yogi. When you read it, you hear about yogis who could do wonderful things. How were they able to do it? By practice. And they learn how to do it by doing it. And so I also use the same principle in teaching Ayurveda. When people come, I don't talk too much. I immerse them in the practice before I explain the things to them. And when we learn by doing, you hardly make mistakes, because you will be checking yourself as you go along. And you know, this how to use a superconscious living diary. One of our members in the US called me the other day. She was writing a booklet, and that was what she was sharing with her clients. And it has done her a lot of good. She shared it with her clients, and they also experienced a lot of good. So she called me, and I said, look, you just, now it is your own. Through your practice, you have made it your own. And so, share the thing from your own experience. Because all that I'm teaching you is coming from my words, but I was taught. And I learned by doing it. You see, we were taught that we must have a to-do list. Huh? And your to-do list is not just like a shopping list. Things that you want to do tomorrow, you write them, you prepare yourself tonight. And like the scout motto says, be prepared. So you always have to be prepared for action for the next day. And tomorrow morning, what thing will you be doing first?
I will be going to pick up a cabinet that I just bought from the market.
No, you missed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What
Do you do meditation? Do you?
Oh, yeah.
So that is what you are going to do first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. You see, God first.
Yeah.
And so the first thing is your meditation. And like the Cardinal read for us this morning, we must do our best to meditate deeper each day than the previous day. And I was going to say that then if you are saying that all these years of meditation you have not had any experience, then you have not meditated deeper than the previous day. And so for you to know how your meditation is unfolding, you write meditation. So you put meditation down. Now, if you meditated in the morning, how did your meditation go? You understand? So meditation first, how did your meditation go? And then, what kind of inspiration did you get? The kind of inspiration you got will either unfold from within or something that you will read or you will see. You know, every morning when I wake up, I look at my messages and I receive inspiration from all over the world. And so I pick 4 and I post it on our WhatsApp page. And you know, currently I have so many people who have also adopted that what I post, they just post it. And you know, the people that you post it to are also posting it. So one message, you see it spreading to the whole world. And the day you not do it, you know, everyone knows that on Sundays I don't post anything. What I will post will be the lesson sermon. And it is not only when I give the lesson sermon from CSA. Everyone who watches me on Facebook or on WhatsApp will see the same thing that happens here on Sunday. That is the inspiration that I share. And you will see that it enriches your life. Then your exercise. What kind of exercise do you do? This morning, I was going on a morning walk with Reverend Deshaun, and I was telling him, on Friday, I was working on someone and in adjusting the back, the person stiffened and it hurt my back. And yesterday it was very, very painful, very, very painful. I was lying down and Isaac came to tell me he was going. I didn't even open the door to look at his face. I said, okay, bye-bye. And then I was lying down, I said, but it is movement which will make this pain go. Why don't you move? And I started doing some exercise and I had a muscle pull here. I said, hey, assemble. And then I lay down. But in the evening, I drove to Osu to leave some medicine. And I took a little walk, sat in the car, came, and this morning when Isaac came, I said, no matter what, I will walk, I will move this body. So we walked, and as we kept walking, the pain lessened and lessened, and that's why I'm sitting here. So what kind of exercise do you do every day? Do you walk? Do you run? Do you do Hatha Yoga? By the way, we are starting Hatha Yoga here tomorrow for the year. And we have a capable instructor. If you do not know what Hatha Yoga is, don't come and tell me what is, ask me what is Hatha Yoga. Come tomorrow, you will know everything about Hatha Yoga. And then if you say, but I can bend, you will learn to bend by doing it. We learn by doing. And so, don't worry. When I was being taught Hatha Yoga, at first I would look at my instructor. She would bend, and I asked myself, now how can I bend like this woman? And then one instruction that she gave us was, only go as far as your body can go, and then relax in the posture. And as I continued, I found out that by the third class, I was being able to bend like she was. And you know, with her, Hatha Yoga is very relaxing, such that after her Hatha Yoga class, you know, the last posture, which is relaxation, some people even sleep and snore. You know, that is the beauty of learning by doing. And then, what kind of breakfast did you have? You see, we forget that the food we eat, our lack of exercise, our lack of inspiration and lack of meditation produce all of the negative things that we experience in our world. Because if you don't meditate, you will not be nurturing your spiritual awareness. If you do not have inspiration, your mind is going off. If you do not eat well and exercise properly, your body will begin to show symptoms of stress-related ailments. And you will find out from your diet and your exercise and everything that, oh, I ate this and I had constipation. Why? You know, that is what made me aware that my body was allergic to groundnuts and to some other things. Because when I eat the food and it affects my body badly, you think tomorrow I'll eat it. Papa, when you give me, I'll say, you eat it. You say it's good for you, you eat it. And I will not eat it. Because I say it is better to fast from some foods than to eat them and feel a lot of discomfort. Always remember this. When you eat any food which gives you discomfort, which is the first stage of disease, stay off it until when you eat it you feel comfortable. But if you continue, just abandon it. And then, what else did you do during the day? You write, you know, your daily activities and experiences. And then in the evening, if you meditated in the afternoon, you know, sometimes you meditate more than once. If you meditated in the afternoon, write down that one too. And then what did you eat in the afternoon? How was your afternoon like? And then in the evening, what supper? Or again, meditation, and then the kind of supper, if you will exercise to work out. What did you do? You understand? We say we learn by doing. You are learning about yourself and about your life by doing some things. And if you do the things positively, earnestly, you will see the results. And if you don't do it too, you will see the results. And so, all I want you to do is that you just do it. And then at the end of the day, before you sleep, you revise your day. You look at all the things that you did. You look at your meditation, your inspiration, your exercise, your diet, and the things that you did, and how it's affected your day. And if it was good, if your day was good, well, you rejoice and be glad in it. If it was not good, then you use the technique of revision. You use the technique of revision, like maybe you ate pizza and you are feeling a lot of heartburn. So in your revision, since you have found out that pizza will give you heartburn, you will not eat pizza, but you eat something else. That is your revision. See? So that next time when you see pizza, that what you have recorded will come up to tell you, the last time the pizza, this is what it did, and so I should rather make a fresh choice. And then you change it, so you will not feel any heartburn anymore. But if you keep on eating the pizza, one day you find out that the arteries are clogged, and they will tell you need a heart bypass surgery. And there are some hospitals in Ghana, even if I'm coughing, I won't go there. Yeah. And so make sure that you stay healthy. You see, I was talking to Nanaya Oben Reverend this morning, and I was telling him that, you see, when you go to America, they say when you go to America, you do what the Americans do. When you go to Rome, you do what the Romans do. If the Romans are all having hypertension, if you do what they do, you also get hypertension. So I was telling him that, look, people who never learn how to live well here, when they go to America, they do what the Americans do, and they are laden with all kinds of medicines. And you see, the medicines that they give you, look, the side effects are more than what the medicine cures. Because you go and buy, someone went and bought eye drops, and the eye drops gave him high blood pressure, the side effect, and then the high blood pressure gave him male erectile dysfunction. And his wife divorced him and took all his money. He had to run from America to Ghana. He had to run, literally. I said, "Midjani bye." And we did our best to reverse it. And when he said, so I went to America, I worked, but I didn't look after my health very well, and look at what I have suffered. You see, had I known, it's always at last. And so, had I known, know it now. Know it now. That is why scripture says, be still and know that I am God. You see, when we seek knowledge, we are not seeking knowledge to satisfy our mental our curiosity. We are doing it to awaken. The information must awaken us to something positive in our lives. Some people have a lot of information, but like Roy said to me when he came one time, the washing machine in my house got broken down, and at the weekend I had to wash, and so I went to our main office. At the back there were several washing machines there, and as I started washing, we had a good library there, and I just was glancing through some of the books, and Roy passed. He asked me, Samuel, as I said, what are you reading? And I mentioned the topic, and she left. When he came back, I was reading another book, and then he said, Samuel, what book are you reading now? About the fourth time, he said, Samuel, after you finish reading all these books, you will either be highly enlightened or greatly confused. And I said, sir, you know, I am not reading them because I'm interested or whatever. I have nothing doing. I'm washing my clothing and I have nothing doing. That is why I'm just browsing through them to see what they entail. You see, because when I went to CSA, Roy told me, read only my books, Ramansugana's books, and he mentioned Joe Goldsmith and other, masters that I could read their books. And, after reading them, I had no desire to read other books because they were like trash. And so sometimes when you are advised, don't think that you know more than the person who is in the situation to give you advice. This thing that you are telling me, I've heard, but I won't do it. That is how we sometimes behave. And so, live your life. You see, we say superconscious living diary. You can live an unconscious life. You are not aware of anything. You are Tamas Guna. Tamas Guna has crippled you. Or there will be Rajas Guna. You'll be running helter-skelter. But inspire yourself with positive stuff. And you'll see how positive your life will be. And then, eventually, you do it as duty. If you do it as duty, it's not only for yourself, but it's for others also. Because, when I get busy, sometimes I may have a lot of inspiration from the previous day. And I say, tomorrow has not reached yet, so I will not post it. And I'll get so busy that around 10, 11 o'clock, I'll remember that, hey, Charlie, I've not posted the thing. And then I'll say, I'm busy now. Sometimes by 1 o'clock, sometimes I will not post it. And I can tell the disappointment that I have given to myself and to everyone who was expecting it. And likewise, when you should live a certain way, and you don't live in that certain way, you disappoint yourself and you disappoint those who look up to you. You never know. All of us we inspire a lot of other people. Look, you may not know. The former president's wife, their family, they found out that, I was into healthy living. And every time we go to a party, they watch what I eat. Then one time, I was trying to dodge them. And they said, whether you dodge us or not, we will find out what you ate. And we will eat it. And then one time I met Duncan Williams, second in command, who I've forgotten his name. His church is at Adenta. Huh?
Is it Eastwood?
No, Eastwood, I never. This guy's name has just gone out of my mind. Huh? You have also forgotten, right? Okay. So it's not me alone who forgets. All of us forget. He saw me and then he said, you are looking young, but you have put on some weight now. I said, yes. Especially on my stomach. Because I stopped walking every day. You see, I was losing a lot of sleep. And I said to myself, if you lose a lot of sleep, it can make you die early. You know that? So sleep is very, very necessary. If you don't sleep, like maybe if you don't sleep yesterday, this morning you feel groggy and and if you let it keep on, you adopt it as a lifestyle. Just tomorrow we'll finish with one client. We have a client who is a reverend minister. She's not been sleeping. And she wakes up at 12 midnight to pray. The sleep is not coming and it has disoriented her life. And she came and I told her relatives, I said, few now they don't care you're going to eat. Those of you who can speak, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to. Those of you who can speak, you understand it very well. Few makes a mighty ocean. Few now they don't care you're going to eat. You see the dog's ear. The flies, they don't eat it all in a day. But small, then they keep on eating it. The first day we put her on the beater. She was sleeping. When her relatives came in, she woke up. I'm not sleeping. Then when she finished, she came to the front and she was sitting down and she was dozing. When they went home, she went straight to bed. The next day, she slept more, and then now they say she's sleeping. Her husband called that Saturday. Why don't we finish with her on Saturday? He wants her back in Abitifi. And I said, but this woman has to come for a review. You understand? And if she rushes to go back, she will not come for the review, and she'll go back to her old lifestyle. So they should let me speak with the husband. So I'm expecting a call from the husband. You see, whatever you do every day becomes a habit. And a habit, you wear it like a cloak because it covers your personality. Your habits cover your personality, and you take it everywhere. And so learn good habits. You know, my staff, they noticed that after I made the changes, they come in the morning and they will see me sitting in meditation. And then they started coming late. So by the time they will come, I finished it. And then one of them said, formally, when we come, but nowadays when we come, you are busy. I said, I'm busy because you were late in coming. But I've done what you saw me doing already. Now, when you use the technique of revision, it's a very, very powerful technique. They say, let not the sun go down on your wrath. Let not the sun go down on your wrath. So whatever, activities you got into which makes you annoyed at yourself or at others, they say let not the sun go down on it. And also one thing is that you need not record a lot of negative experiences because they build up in you. If you were cheated yesterday or 3 days ago, and yesterday they cheated you, today you also expect to be cheated. You understand? But when you do revision, it gives you that presence of mind. Once bitten, twice shy. When the former experience is trying to repeat itself, you say, hey, stop there. What are you trying to do? And so you will see that you will change your life from just being ordinary by doing everything extraordinarily well. Because they say greatness does not lie in doing great things, but in doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. And so when you are living your life, live your life as someone who is, like your eyes are open. And last week, Auntie Peace told me about 2 weeks ago that she will start the Hatha Yoga class. And I told Reverend Ishon, I said, we must get the ground floor ready for her. And to get the ground floor ready, we need to buff the floor, we need to clean it. And so last Thursday, when we came, we have a buffing machine, but none of the young men knows how to buff. So Cyril and Chris, they were around, but I got the buffing machine and I buffed the whole ground floor. And we looked at it, we said, oh, the floor is shining. I said, we need a dust mop to go over it and the proper shine will come up. We picked the dust mop and it was spoiled. The cleaner had spoiled it and she had left it. So I said to myself, this weekend, including today, I'm going to look for a dust mop. Today when I close, I'm going to the China Mall to look for a dust mop. Then when I finished, Cyril came and I said, Cyril, come. I want to show you how to buff the floor. And I said, okay. Here's the machine. Just go right and left. And he couldn't even move it. It was at one place. And I said, let me have it. And then I just moved it. And then I said to him, one of the first things that you should learn about a buffing machine is the angle at which you hold it. I showed him that I got his, waist level, and he was able to move it. He started laughing. I said, hey, Daniel Pai. Cyril, can you buff now when I give a buffing machine to you? Oh, you can't. When we finish, we can go downstairs and try it in front of the congregants. You will see how it will beat you. You see? But he will learn how to do it by doing it. We say that if you do an action 21 times, you learn a new habit. Yeah. 21 times a new habit. And so when you are learning something, don't say that the first day, oh, mamati, no. This particular lesson sermon, I've given you all, but if you have not taken any note, okay? If you go home and you want to do it, you will see yourself skipping and missing. But if you go and watch it and you take notes and you start doing it, you don't even need your notes anymore. Like there are some affirmations that I learned. And the first time I had to write them down, even the original blessing, I first had to write them down. But now, I don't need to write them down anymore. By repeating it every day, it becomes part of me. The last affirmation that I have been bandying about, everything is happening, best case scenario for me. When you become aware of that affirmation, because affirmations, you are not just to repeat them, okay? They say, get wisdom. But with all that getting, get what? Understanding. So you must understand the thing. You understand? It's not just buying the book, reading it. No. But practice. Practice. One day, realization, boom. And so don't think that you have come to CSA, you have listened to so many lesson sermons. When a lesson sermon, oh, I heard a lesson sermon like this, I even read the book, the information you are giving, then you are judging. Have you practiced what you have heard? If you don't practice it, forget about it. You are like someone who has not even read the book. Look, if you have been to many prosperity seminars and you still can't pay school fees, you are like someone who has never heard of a prosperity seminar, who has never been to a prosperity seminar. Yeah. Because you got wisdom, but you did not get understanding because you did not practice it. And so they say faith without works is what? Dead. Could you talk? And so put your faith in action. FIA. Fear. Put your faith in action. And you'll see that, hey, I've made it. I've made it. It's like thinking you cannot always. And then one day you encounter someone who tells you, who told you you cannot? He said, oh, I saw something when I was young. I was told that I will not amount to anything. And that is why he said, no. You are a life-giving spirit. You can do anything that you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. And you can have whatever you want to have. Oh, is that so? Just start it. And your first success, you would think that you can now fly. When I first heard the truth teaching, I had a friend, he would say, I'm God, I can fly. And so the thought came to my mind, I'm God, I can fly. I said, but I don't have wings. How can I fly? Then I heard that some people were doing levitation. I said, man, to levitate, I would rather be in a plane. You know? And so, you see, you have to be practical. You have to be very, very practical. One yogi known as Milarepa, he was a terrible person before. And then he met a master who he couldn't do anything, and so he had to humble himself. And he was given so many tests. And then when, he had become adept at them, one day he saw himself floating in the air. May fly. So, like it is said, every saint that you see is a sinner who never stopped doing good things to overcome his mistakes. And so everyone who is making mistakes can make amends. And you can make amends by watching and praying, becoming aware of your actions and making the necessary changes. And so, basically, listening to what my guru said to me, that on this path, we learn by doing, and me taking the principles that he has shared with me and putting them in a workable situation has brought about how you can use a superconscious living diary to better yourself. And so all that I have taught you is based on one instruction. On this path, we do what? We learn by doing. On this path, we learn by doing. Mm-hmm. So if you come and sit down and every day you say, for CSA we talk about meditation, we teach meditation, and you don't meditate, you are like the person you are talking to who doesn't know how to meditate. You also don't know how to meditate. Because sometimes we are meditating and then I'll open my eyes to check if everyone is sitting in their meditation posture, and I'll say someone, And I say, hey, but this person has been with CSA for a long time, and is that how I taught him how to meditate? But one thing, he has sat several times in front of me, but he has not heard whatever I have shared. If I see a CSA member, or one time I told some CSA members, they came to me, they were having this challenge and that challenge, and I said to them, Charlie, I don't think you are, I don't think CSA is for you. So you can go to any other ministry, but I don't think CSA is for you. And they asked me, I said, what? I said, have you heard this message before? They say, I said, have you put it into practice? And they said, oh, Reverend. I said, if you have put it into practice, like you have become perfect, because they say practice makes perfect. Yes? And so, if you are not putting the principle into practice, then CSA is not for you. But you have to go to where you stand. So for you know. And you know all that. They'll tell you. But when you come here and you practice, I will call you Buddha like I call Ejabu Abin Buddha. I call you Yeshua. I'll call you several names. Because you have done it. You have learned by doing. Namaste.